Hello, 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 Spiritual Events Directory. Happy Wednesday evening. Or you might be watching at a different time if you don't live in Australia. All right, so tonight I'm going to be live here for an hour, and we're going to be talking about clairvoyance and clairsentience and all the other clairs. We're going to be talking about your intuitive senses, and some of them, you may not have even heard, but when I'm explaining it to you, you may just discover that you've got more intuitive ability and senses than you realize. So hey Saskia, how you going? So I'll try to keep up with comments. It's always a bit difficult when there's a lot of commenting, but I am going to be asking you some questions as we go through. And it's really fascinating because hey Lorraine, hey Deb, because you know what, we're all energetically, we are all opening up. The energy in the universe is opening up, and our abilities are opening up, and many of us are feeling it, but not quite sure what it is. Just that, I have to call someone, or you're in the car, I need to go this way instead, or those little prompts I feel are just getting stronger and stronger for all of us. And if you're really aware of it, you can really begin to grow it and enhance it. Hey Tassie, hey Gina. Awesome. So what clair ability do you think you have? I'm just going to mention a couple of here. I've listed a few in the description, but are you clairvoyant? Do you think you might be claircognizant? What about clairaudient? You might be a clairsentience. There's also a couple of others that we are going to look at briefly, but they're the main 5 that I want to talk about tonight, because they're the common ones that most of you will know. Hey Tony. Hi Kim. Hey Krista. Hi Stephanie. So let's start with clairvoyance. Now, clairvoyance, first of all, the word clair means clear sight. And clair means clear, actually. Clair means clear. So with clairvoyance, that is clear sight or clear seeing. And then we've got claircognizance, which is clear knowing. Cognizance comes from that word recognize, or recognize. Then we've got clairaudience, which is clear hearing. And clairsentience, which is clear physical feeling. And there's a clear empathy as well, which is clear emotional feelings. That's really the empathic kind of connection. So with the clairvoyance, it is clear seeing. So, when you go to a clairvoyant, they have the ability to see the unseen. And, that may be spirit, it may be other energies. It also just could be seeing the message and receiving that message in some way. So it's different in everybody, and it really is about that seeing with that third eye and seeing with your human eyes closed. That's really how I would explain it. But if you're experiencing this, you could just, even with your eyes open, with your third eye open, you could just see something will flash. It's either in front of you or in your mind. You'll see it. And that's the clairvoyance part of it. And you know, a lot of us, well, actually all of us, all of us have abilities, right? But there is a lot of us who know that we've got this, and we use it regularly. So let me know in the comments if you feel that you are, oh, Kim, you're clairaudient, awesome. So who feels that they're mostly clairvoyant? Who oh, Stephanie, yeah, the empathic stuff. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm really well, Marion. So clairvoyance is the seeing. Now, how does that transpire for me? So I'll give you an example for me. Often I will see lights, or I'll see colors, or I will see a figure and a face, but it's not in the way we see with human eyes. I see it there, and then I get a message of who it is. So it's kind of the clairaudience working as well for me. But you know, there are many people, including mediums, who can actually see people and really describe them. Now, when I was learning mediumship, that's certainly something that I can do. And you know, when you really start practicing that and feeling into all of the messages that you're receiving while you're holding that vision, the vision becomes clearer. So if you are clairvoyant or learning to do that, just keep practicing and just kind of keep asking, you know, what am I seeing? What am I seeing? Hey, Karen. Oh, did you, Tassie? That's amazing. In your dreams. Wonderful. Do you know why dreams are so good? Not just for bringing messages, but dreams are really great for you to clear stuff as well. So, you know, when we're awake and we're trying to clear things, our humanness gets in the way. Our old patterns, our old behaviors, they get in the way. So if we are wanting to clear some old hurt or pain or pattern or old, even a habit, I guess, but some old behavior that we want to clear, dreams are a great way sometimes that our body and our spirit will do that. So sometimes in dreams, if you feel that you were experiencing one of your fears or something that you're trying to transcend, maybe you don't even need to examine what it was about. It might have just been your innate clearing it. So dreams are great because we're in dreams, we have no resistance. Right? It's like meditation. If you can get really deep, there's no resistance. And when there's no resistance, we really do get a lot of messages energetically. And that's one of the things that people who work with energy are quite good at. And, you know, when you first start, and I know for me, I really had to get still, and I had to do little rituals, and, you know, hold my stones. And like I've still got them here. I like to hold my little amethyst here. And I've got this one too, which is kyanite. So, you know, sometimes I just really had to get still before I had a reading or was working with energy on someone. Now I can slip into that non-resistance a lot quicker because I'm practicing it. So it's something that you guys can practice as well. Practice that non-resistance, because if you're trusting and you're not resisting, then the messages will come really quickly for you. And even just the simplest of things, like, you know, when you're driving and getting a prompt to go a certain way. Those little things, if you trust it, your day just flows beautifully. Hey, Siobhan, how you doing? Hey, Nikki. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Siobhan. Hey, Brian. Oh, I've got so many people on. Amazing, amazing. Hey, Sarah, you're on too. Awesome. Yes, I am going to explain each one. So, yeah, or you can Google it. I am going to. So Jane, I've just explained clairvoyance. So our next one is clairsentience. And clairsentience is using your senses. So it's clear physical feeling, right? So your senses, as in your human senses. And it's also, you know, I really find that the clairsentience, you know, I feel things in my body. So if I'm reading for somebody, you know, I might all of a sudden get a sore leg or a pain in my side, or something down my arm, or my neck will just kind of go. And I get physical signs in my body. But clairsentience is, you know, all of your senses coming together to feel something. So once again, it's another message. It's just that clear sensory perception in your body of somebody else's energy. And if you can really grow this and work on this, and if you are working with people on an energetic level, it really helps, because you know, I go in my work, I go a little bit deeper as well. So I kind of believe that everything in the body also has a metaphysical reason and an emotional reason behind it. So if I'm reading for someone, so even if I'm doing just a simple tarot reading for someone, right, and then my left knee starts aching, I know that that person is not moving forward with their feminine, with their intuitive, with their trust. And I know that they're stuck in some way. So I use those sensations in my body to also work out some information from my client, because they don't always come up with that information. And, you know, my passion in life is to, you know, try to initiate change in people. I can't change people, but they can be motivated or inspired to make some changes. And if I can really go to an emotional level on them, then, you know, we can clear that block. So clairsentience helps me do that. Now we've got Claire. Oh, Saskia, you can see people sometimes. Yeah. So that's the clairvoyance, and you can just sense, and I mean, all of your senses will be using that as well, not just the clairvoyance, right? It'll be your claircognizance and some of the other clairs, because when you're sensing somebody in the room, you are using a few of the clairs. So that's awesome. You get a lot of pain at once, do you, Karen? Yeah, okay. So let's talk about clairaudience. Clairaudience is clear hearing. Audience means audio. So clear hearing. Now, this really requires trust when you're starting out with this. I remember when I first started getting messages, actually it was, you know, it's really interesting, because I've been getting messages since I was 17, probably before then, but never really thought it was anything out of the ordinary, right? I was in the nail salon industry. I was working face to face in front of people, and I was solving their problems because I had answers just coming to me. And, you know, at 17, and you're solving problems as someone who's my age now, like at 55, with, you know, solving marriage problems and children problems and job and career, Like, I didn't know how I was doing it, but I thought everybody could do it. So I never questioned it, right? But then, a few years back now, when I started to understand that what I was doing was actually clairaudience, and I was tuning in to my intuition, then I began noticing. And then, interestingly enough, I stopped trusting those messages and those voices, and I had to learn to trust again. So it's an interesting process, but it's the trust, because, so many people have these abilities, but you don't trust it. So you'll ask a question, the answer will come, right? And then your logical mind will go, oh, that's just me making stuff up. So what I always say to people is, trust the first answer. It's usually the crazy one, right? It's not the sensible, logical one, but trust the first answer. And if you don't trust it, if you get the answer and you don't trust it, just ponder it a little bit and just kind of say, well, that's interesting. That's interesting that popped into my head. Even write it down, because this will allow you, as the day unfolds, to understand what the message was and maybe start to trust those messages when they come. Now, clairaudience is a big part of my work with people, because I'm listening to another part of themselves. I'm not listening to their human voice. I mean, I am, but the main message I'm trying to listen to is from spirit and from their higher self. So my clairaudience is quite important in my work. And the more trust I have for that, the quicker I can just kind of go, oh, there it is. There's the solution. This is what we need to do, right? Because as humans, we focus on what we think is the problem, and it's never the problem. So my clairaudience really helps break through that. And I know for many of you that are working in the energy field, you use that as well as, as messages from loved ones, messages from spirit, confirmations as well from your guides, and any other energies that are around. Sometimes even just a confirmation is great. So what's an example of that? So I have several spirits or energies that are always around me, and then I have others that pop in, including passed over loved ones. So like my mum and dad, and I've also got 2 grandchildren that pop in every now and again. Now, how do I know it's them? It's because I ask. I get a sense. I'm kind of like, oh, Mum, is that you? And then I get a yes, or I get a no. And I trust it now, right? So our mind can just quickly go into, I'm just making that up. But if you really just trust it, you will start to grow this ability. Now, claircognizance, this is a really big one for me as well. Claircognizance is clear knowing. It's that gut feeling. It's that knowledge that you don't know how you know it, but you know it. Now, I struggled with this for years as well, because I thought if I didn't struggle with me having the claircognizance, it was actually speaking up about it, because in this society, you kind of feel like you have to prove everything, right? And, I get this information coming to me on things that I've never learnt and that I have no idea how I would know them, but it's there. And now I'm okay with it, and I don't feel that I have to prove how I know it. But that is the claircognizance, and we all have that gut feeling, that knowing within us. Now, some of it also is just tuning in to that energy of the Akash, of all of the information of all time from everyone in that Akash pool has all the answers in it. And I believe that, any of the great masters, even Einstein and anyone who's invented anything really amazing, or, even now, things that we've heard, that is coming from their claircognizance. It's coming from an inner knowing. And those inner knowings, I also believe, comes from perhaps other lives that we've had. Or actually, I believe we're all living in a multi-dimension all at the same time. So if we trust that knowing, we truly do have the answers for everything we need to know. Now, that's not saying that you don't need to go and learn stuff and study, but if you do have information coming up, or if all of a sudden someone asks you a question and you go, oh yeah, blah, 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 and you go, what the? How did I know that? Right? Just trust it and just ask yourself, instead of questioning yourself, say to yourself, well, that was interesting. I wonder how I knew that. Right? I used to say to people, I don't know, I don't know a lot about one thing, but I know a little about a lot. Not enough to win me a trivia night, but, certainly enough to have a conversation with anybody. And I just find it's a really great skill. If you can tune into that claircognizance, you can have a conversation with anybody, but also if you're in this field, it's a really great way to work with people and help people. All right, let me see what other questions we've got here. Hello, Millie. Hello, Susie. Hey, Jan, how you doing? Oh, Saskia, do you? Yeah, people come to you for your advice. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's always just been so easy for me to give advice on things, and it sounds like it's the same for you, Saskia. And it's the more you trust, the more it will flow. And the other thing I want to say here, though, about messages that you might get for other people, you also really have to be aware that, if they're kind of just random messages, not everybody is open to them. Obviously, if you're working with someone, they'll be open to those messages. If you're, working as a medium, those people will be open to those messages. But when I first started getting messages for people, I would just blurt it out, and they're just like, what the? And, some people got quite angry because they didn't want to hear it. But the anger, I guess, came because I was saying it in a harsh way, but I didn't mean it in a harsh way. But, I just kind of got so excited. I was getting these messages and just what? But unfortunately, that didn't sit very well with a lot of people. But now I've learned to, if it's a stranger, if it's somebody, I'll just say, look, I've just got a message for you. Are you open to it? Right. And that's inviting them to be open to it. So that's what I will do. Otherwise, if it's a friend or family member or whatever, I will also ask them. But, you have to, it's the old saying, you have to choose your audience. You have to choose your audience because not everybody's open to it. But you can be open to it. And the more that you open up to your beautiful intuitive abilities, and really trust yourself, you're really going to start attracting other people that you can talk to about it, some like-minded people. Now, this is one of the things I find a lot with not only my clients, but in, various different events that I've run. People come along because they want to talk about their abilities. They want to talk about their experiences, their dreams, their visions, the beings that are coming in and seeing them, the spirits that are coming in. So, and in their circle of family or friends or work colleagues, they can't talk about that because people just would call them crazy. But they've got these experiences inside them that they really want to talk to someone about. So, and you might be listening and feeling like that as well. So if you are, really, firstly, just start trusting who you are and trusting these abilities, and really asking for, like-minded people to come in. And you'll see new people show up, or you might see a group show up, or you might see an event that's on. And the second thing is exactly that. Go looking for those environments where you can learn more. And I know there's a lot of classes, no matter what state you live in or what country you live in, there will be a class near you. Google it, get on Facebook, find a class that will help you raise your energy and learn more about your intuitive abilities. And when you find that group of people, you will then be able to converse with them. And some of the stuff that you're thinking is a little bit crazy, you will find is actually very normal, right? So, yeah. So I remember at one of the events I had a friend of mine who is a light language lady, and she sees other beings. And anyway, so she saw a being standing with all of us and gave us all an individual message. Now everybody in that room was open to that. If that had have been in a different group of people, perhaps in a workspace or a family, we would have just been kind of dubbed as crazy. So pick your audience to talk to this about. And if you don't have people around you that you can really open up and say, hey, my clear audience is getting really clear lately, or, I'm seeing spirit more clearly lately, or I'm really getting this knowingness about things. If you want to be talking and having those conversations, find like-minded people to really open up to it about and join the groups. And I mean, this spiritual events directory is a great place to be. Because there's so many experts and different people that come on here, and so many events that get put up here that enable you to connect with like-minded people. So that would be my advice. But I believe all of us have at least one of these clairs that we know of. But I feel that we've all got this. We've all got the ability. It comes down to trust and practice. Let me see who else is here. Oh, beautiful, Siobhan. Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? Because as soon as you're open to it, absolutely an incredible amount of people show up. They absolutely do. That's how the universe works. And it's a relief. It is a relief to actually be free to talk about these things. Absolutely. Hey, Sandra. All right. So do we have any questions? I'll just see. Do we have any questions about that? Does anyone want to ask me anything? Oh, thank you, Susie. Thank you, Susie. And for everybody listening here, Susie is one of the amazing psychic mediums and teachers in Canberra. So if you're in Canberra, please hook up with Susie. Elaine, since losing my mum, I've become very sensitive to energy. Well, that's interesting, isn't it, Elaine? So why do you think that you became sensitive after you lost your mum? Do you feel that you always had that sensitivity? And now maybe you're exploring it more? I'm feeling that you've always had that sensitivity, but you're trusting it more now. Elaine, I would really just have a think back to if you could always tune in and ask your mum as well. She's telling me that you had these abilities when you were little, probably 3 or 4, and then just kind of grew out of them, as they say. But I feel you've always been sensitive, and perhaps as soon as school started, you had to kind of, rein it in a little bit. But if you're feeling it now, it might be your mum helping you a little bit there to really open up to that again. And of course, Elaine, the more sensitive you are and the more open you are to that energy, the more you will sense your mum around. Okay, so she's telling me that she's got a certain perfume that, it's not even a perfume, it's like a powder or something that the smell of. So you will know when she's around, and when you're really sensitive to that energy, you will trust it more and you'll be able to really connect. So congratulations. Oh, you're welcome, Susie. You're welcome, Susie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, Elaine, absolutely, absolutely. Hey, Kira, how you doing? Hi, Sue. Hi, Tassie. Do you know what? Sometimes I can, Tassie, when I'm talking to people, if we're talking about, what they feel and sense and all of that, I can pretty much tell them which clairs are strongest for them, but really, I mean, there's other clairs as well. It's not just those 5, but they're the main ones. And as soon as you start trusting, it really does become this beautiful energy flow. And I kind of feel now that the human senses are really secondary. Yeah. So the 6th sense, which is your 3rd eye, right, should be the first one. So all of my other senses really guide me more on a daily basis than my physical senses, which is interesting. Hey, Samantha, welcome. welcome. Oh, hello, Amy. First time here too. Oh, you're very welcome, Elaine. You're very welcome. Hello, Helen. Jan, beautiful. So Jan has just said she gets goosebumps down her right side when her mum is around. So, these are these knowings and these senses that we feel. And goosebumps are a great sign that spirit is there. And some people use the goosebumps as a yes. So if you're asking yourself, should I do this? Is this right or is this wrong? You can use pendulums and stuff, but the goosebumps will also give you an answer. And yes, certainly if a loved one is there or one of your guides, you could be sensing the goosebumps. I get lots of little, like really tiny little touches. So I know someone's around. Jane, lights. I have a problem blowing lights, even street lights and electrical equipment, internal, external, any ideas? So do you actually feel that you are the energy source that is blowing these, Jane, or is it just something that you notice? I'm being told to talk about feathers. Trust me on this. Okay. Feathers and coins and anything that we have our mind focused on will show up. It's like when you want to go buy a car and you go to the car yard and you see this amazing bright pink car and it's got love hearts all over it and eyelashes on the lights, and you go, oh my God, I've never seen a car like that. I want that car. I can guarantee you, you will see that car driving down the street over and over because it's in your mind. So they're saying to me, Jane, that this is what it is with the lights. I think you're expecting it to happen, and then you notice it when it does. If that doesn't feel right for you and you feel that it is your energy that is doing that, then what I would suggest to you is I would suggest that you do a little bit of meditation and a bit of energy work and bring your aura back in a little bit if that is bothering you. And Jane, I want to also ask you, do your friends feel your energy when you're around too? Because if you've got really kind of electric energy like that, that's powerful and blowing globes, your friends would be feeling that energy as well. So tune in is what I'm hearing. Tune in to what's happening at that time. So there could be many causes for it. I mean, you may have a little spirit trying to get your attention too. But for me, I feel that you're expecting it, and then it happens. Let me just see if you're saying anything here. Okay, awesome. Yeah, yeah. All right. Someone I know calls goosebumps truth bumps. Yes, that's beautiful. Truth bumps is awesome. It's an awesome way to say it. Oh, hey, Del. Welcome the first time. Now, I just, are you getting them right now, Jan? Just beautiful. That's beautiful. Give her a big hug back. All right, what else have we got here? Min, I know my dad sends me messages, but how do I know for sure if they're from him or from elsewhere? Ask and trust, Min. Ask and trust. And it's the first answer that comes. And if you're not believing those answers, just ask him to, let you know in a way that you really can see, hear, or feel or understand, right? So look, Dad, if that is you, can you be clear that it's you? And then, you might smell something, you might sense something, you might get goosebumps, something might move. So ask Min, and he will be more direct. Okay. Lorraine, I remember feeling that there were spirits connecting with me and being in my room when I was about 7. Never spoke to anyone, especially my family. I also had my mother in front of me a couple of years ago, as I could smell her talc when I opened my eyes to hug her, though she was not there physically. Yeah. A lot of people, and I just don't know whether this happened to me or not. I really have I don't remember anything. I've got a lot of childhood amnesia. So I don't really know in my case, but I think for many people, we all start very open. And if we're given the opportunity, we are very intuitive and open to spirit and energies. Then sometimes, we just get told that it's wrong, or, that's just an invisible friend you've got. Stop doing that. It's childish. All these different things we get told. And then it's later on in life that we start bringing up these abilities again. I think the generation now that are, like 10 and under or 15 and under, mostly they're very intuitive. And, I think there's more environments that are allowing them to explore that now rather than suppress it. But for us, yeah, I certainly believe that for many of us now that are discovering our intuitive abilities, that we have always had them. We're remembering them. Awesome. Okay. Oh, you're very welcome, Saskia. Yeah, see, I got goosebumps then. So you needed to be on here. And see, here's the thing, nothing is random, and you're not here randomly either. And, you know, spirit would have guided you. Your spirits or someone you love who's in spirit would have guided you to be here, right? That's why I've got goosebumps. I know you're not here by accident. So I'm really glad it's helped you. All right, who else have we got here? Tazzy, you always see feathers. Yeah, I always see feathers too, but it's interesting. Lately, I've had my mind on seeing rainbows, and I see, oh, this rainbow here that I painted, this one. And lately I'm seeing a lot of rainbows and less feathers. So it's really interesting. Whatever you put your mind on, you will notice. So, so Tazzy, tomorrow, why don't you do this? Why don't you focus on something else? Like, I'm going to find money today, or I'm going to find, you know, I'm going to find a beautiful blue stone today, or I'm going to see rainbows. Focus on something else. I'm going to see a lot of butterflies today. Focus on that and see what comes up. It's really fascinating to do it. And then that's actually the beginning of how you start manifesting. When you can start believing in yourself and your ability to create something out of the ether, right? Then you will be able to create more. Yeah, absolutely, Beck Girdler. Absolutely the same as seeing numbers. I see numbers all the time. They are my answers, my angel answers to messages, to my questions all day. And they also keep my mind in check. So today and yesterday, I've been seeing a lot of 777s and 888s. And the day before that, I was really starting to doubt myself, and I felt disempowered. So the 8s and the 7s for me are spirit saying, you know, rise up, rise up. There's abundance, there's luck around. So I'm seeing them. But some days I'll see a lot of 2s or 1s, and they just remind me of different things. So whatever the numbers remind, I mean, numbers do actually have a frequency and a meaning, but whatever they remind you of, and I kind of feel with numbers, if they're showing up for you during the day, they are an answer. They are an answer to a question that you're asking, but you're not seeing it as an answer or guidance. You kind of just go, oh, there's the numbers, and then, you know, later on that night, why are my prayers not being answered? Right? So just try to trust these numbers a bit more. And when you see a number, just think about what is actually on your mind at that point. What were you thinking about before you saw that number? And it could be the answer to something for you, or it could be a little, you know, nudge from spirit to say, you're thinking about what you don't want again, or you've got a negative thought, or your self-doubt, or you're beating yourself up again. Let's just turn that around. So just those little messages. How can we protect ourselves from psychic attacks when feeling sensitive to others' thoughts and feelings towards us? Psychic attacks are different to feeling sensitive. You know, many of us are empaths, which means we're kind of open to other people's feelings. Do you know, the best thing that I can advise you, Saskia, is just to really wipe it off at the end of the day, or if you're feeling it, because we take on other people's energy and then we think it's ours, right? So if you're feeling really happy and then the next minute you're feeling anxious, it's probably not your energy. Just wipe it. Just wipe your energy ether, your energy aura. Just go, whatever's not mine, return to sender with love. And that will actually really help. When I'm working with people and I'm in a session, I take on their energy. And at the end of the session, the energy goes with them. You have to make that conscious choice. Otherwise, you're dealing with not just your energy, but you are dealing with other people's energy. And if it's joyful and happy, great. But, you know, if somebody is really upset or depressed or nervous or angry or fearful, you don't want that heavy energy in your field. So do your best to just kind of sweep your body and just say, return to sender with love. You can also carry protective stones with you that help with that. Jet is very good. I don't think I haven't got my jet here to show you. Jet is black. It's very light. It feels like foam, and you don't need to cleanse it, but it will actually absorb all the negativity. So that's a really great stone to have around, and there's many other crystals. And there's all sorts of different ways you can protect yourself and your house and all of that with crystal and crystal gridding and clearing. But really it's an awareness in the moment is what I would advise to you. If you're feeling that your current energy is not yours, then clear it. Yep. Hello, Kathy. Oh, Gary, awesome. Yeah, Min, let me know how that goes. Absolutely. Elaine, can spirits move physical items? Yes, they can. Yes, absolutely. She's trying to get your attention, Elaine. Really start to really tune in on that, because she's trying to get your attention. She's very happy that you've noticed. Oh, awesome, Saskia. Awesome. Yeah, Min, he probably did. Yeah, absolutely. So this is a beautiful group of supportive people. So yeah, you definitely needed to be here. Oh, Lorraine, you were meant to be here too. Absolutely. Hey, Donna. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Kim. Hey, Del. Min, fours. Fours are nice angelic numbers, but fours also to me means structure. So you might need to be getting some boundaries in place right now for something. Oh, Kathy, 22, 22, 20. Oh, I love those numbers. That's all about relationships and relationships and love. So yeah, I love those numbers. Beautiful. All right, rainbows are a beautiful sign. Yeah. All right, let me see what else. What have we got? 15 minutes. All right, I'm just going to pull a couple of cards here. I won't be able to read for everybody, but please listen to the messages because they may be relevant. They may be relevant to you. I'll just Addie, just had my dad come through, covered glory in goosebumps because we had lots of moving objects after he died. Absolutely. Yes, it is. It is. I think he's a little bit of a prankster, Addie, so he's trying to get your attention. I get the feeling too that he didn't believe this stuff when he was alive, and he's kind of like, I'm going to trick him, they won't know that it's me because I didn't believe this stuff when I was alive. He's going to move a few things and see what they say. Yes, men. Yes, more boundaries. Absolutely. That's why the fours are coming up. Yeah, absolutely. Jennifer Williams. Jennifer Williams, I'm actually going to pull a heart and soul card for you. They're telling me there's something in here you need to something in here that you need to know. All right. This is for Jennifer Williams. Okay, that's the one there. Okay, beautiful. Jennifer, I've got this beautiful card. Isn't that lovely? So this is exactly what you need to hear, Jennifer. Something will be revealed in a dream or through someone you trust. The information sheds light on something that has remained hidden from you for some time. Suddenly, the missing piece of a puzzle appears and you are able to see the bigger picture. I feel that this is actually, I'll just show you the picture again. I feel this may come through in a dream, but I'm actually they're saying that it's actually going to come through a person, but there could be some clues to it in a dream, Jennifer. But I really feel, you see, here's the other thing. We ask for answers and we ask for our prayers to be answered, and they are answered in the form of other people. So I feel that there's someone arriving for you, Jennifer. It may only be like a short meeting, or it could be a new friend that you make. They're really going to have that missing piece of the puzzle that you need right now. So please be open to everything. And at the end of the day, because you might miss it, at the end of the day, Jennifer, I want you to write down anything that you remember from the day, from meeting those people, and anything that was said that sticks in your mind, because that will be what you need to hear. Okay. All right, Julie Stokes. Let me pull a card for you. So I'm just choosing people randomly here, just whoever kind of stands out to me, I guess. Well, there it is. Julie, you need a little bit of balance right now. We've got the Temperance card. I'm really actually sensing that there's a fire sign right now that's causing you a bit of trouble. This is not the meaning of this card, by the way. It's something I'm just being told. But this is, and perhaps you're a water sign, I don't really know, but you know, we've got the water here and the fire. Fire can dehydrate and evaporate water, and water can put out a fire. But this is really about the balance in life here, of the flow of life and your passions. But Julie, I've just got a strong sense here that there's perhaps a fire sign here that is just creating a little bit of tension for you in some way, pushing you out of balance a little bit. So just be aware of that and make sure you're in your power. Okay. All right. Elaine, what's your mum trying to draw your attention to? Elaine, your mum is just trying to draw your attention to your ability to tune in. And that's what I said before when we were talking. I believe that you were doing this as a child, and it's something that she wants you to really bring out in yourself again, not only for you to have more flow in life, but so you can communicate with more ease with her. Okay. And I feel that there is a jigsaw piece in this puzzle that will, it'll be something that you'll realize, like maybe in 10 years time, you'll go, now I get it. Right. So it's not going to be an immediate kind of thing, but you tuning back into who you are can be immediate. Yeah. So that's why. Natasha Vassos. Let me pull one of these heart cards for you. We've got about 10 more minutes. So I want to thank you all for showing up. I hope it's been interesting for you and you've learned some things about yourself. And you were all meant to be here. Natasha, this card's for you. Isn't this beautiful? Look at all the light here. This is really, I'm just sensing this is kind of you and your light shining through, and it's a real card of passion. With the transcendental realm of your soul, there are endless universes, each inconceivably vast and at the same time inconceivably small. Even in the tiniest particle of subatomic matter, there is endless expansion. Creation is a cosmic motion picture in which you are both director and actor. Look within and express outwardly the endless waves of love within you. May your love embrace the earth and fill all creation. Natasha, I just feel this is a recognition of the work that you've been doing on yourself to really open up. And I feel that you've really let go of a lot of blocks and a lot of old fears that were keeping you small. And I just feel that this is your light making its way into every corner of your body, of your mind, of your energy, and of your life. And I just feel this is a recognition of you and confirmation that, yes, this new way that you're feeling is real. Yeah. Okay. So trust it. All right. What else have we got here? Hey, Julie. Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire sign. Is it? Yes. It is. Helen Gray. I'm going to pull a card for you. Helen. All right. What does Helen need to know? Here it is. Oh, Helen, I like this. This is a beautiful blessing from the universe. The Ace of Pentacles usually means a gift of some sort. So it could be money, could be better health or a solution to a health issue, could be a win, a bit of a windfall. Someone could be giving you some money. Could be an investment paying off. You might be finding a new home. That's usually what this card means in the Pentacles. For you, Helen, I feel it has got something to do with your health and home more so than finances. And I feel that there's something has either come in recently or you're about to discover something that's going to turn your health around. And because of that, it's going to affect your security in your home in a good way. So if you've been waiting on a solution or something to come, if you're waiting on prayers to be answered for your health, they're about to be answered. Okay, so keep an eye out. Once again, at the end of the day, ask yourself, what did I see today that could be relevant here and could be the answer to one of my prayers? Really stay in that awareness. All right. Hey, you're welcome, Julie. Hello, Belle. Will you be selling your house? Let's see. Whoa, there it goes. Just went flying. Hold on 2 seconds. Belle. Belle, you probably could sell your house. However, you need to stop the little battle that's going on in your head. So I'm being told here that you've got so many options going around in your head that you are just continually keeping this circle of confusion going. So here's what I want you to do, Belle. Write down all of your options, do the pros and cons on them, and then, or before, I want you to look at all your options and I want you to intuitively look at them and feel into them which one feels the best. This will get you out of this little confusing circle and it will make things clear for you. Okay, so write down all of these options and this busyness in your head. Write it down, feel into it, really use your intuitive senses and feel into it. Ask for the answer and trust what comes. Okay. All right, one more. Oh, okay, you're welcome, Elaine. Well, welcome. Oh, Donna, which dream catcher? This one. I think I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure where I got it actually. It's beautiful, isn't it? I've just probably got it from a crystal store. You're welcome, Saskia. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, you too, Siobhan. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, Bobby Scott, I'm going to pull a message for you. Another tarot, actually, and then I'll finish up. Now, for all of you listening, I am running a 5-day, it's free, 5-day Stop Self-Sabotage Challenge. And I would love you to come along and join in. It's next week, starts on Monday, goes through till Friday. Each day on my Facebook page, in the group, we'll be doing a live video, giving you a task to do. And by the end of the 5 days, you would have recognized a self-sabotaging behavior and be in the process of clearing it. It could happen straight away. So I'd love you to come and be a part of that. So the links in the description box, and it is free. So come along, that'll be fun. All of the tasks and videos will also be emailed to you every day if you can't get on social media. All right, what have we got here for, who am I reading for? Bobby Scott. What have we got for Bobby? Well, there we go. All right, Bobby, you've got the 4 of Cups. Now, I don't always go with the traditional meanings of the tarot, by the way. They just help me tune in. And Bobby, the immediate message I got here for you is to put some structure in place in your emotional life. There needs to be some structure here. I feel that you've got people, you're allowing people to take bits of you, right? Now, we can't blame the other people because, you know, we allow it to happen. So you need to put some boundaries up here so that you're not feeling so emotionally depleted at the end of each day. This could be a message for many of you listening in, actually. I'm kind of sensing that there's a lot of you feeling really like, you know, there's so many blessings coming, but you're so exhausted from all of the other emotional stuff that's going, all the drama, that you're not seeing the beautiful blessings that the universe is bringing. So, so Bobby and anybody else who this is really resonating with, put some boundaries in place. About what you will accept and what you won't accept when it comes to emotions and relationships and feelings, okay? Because you've got a lot of blessings being offered, and if you are just too tired or couldn't be bothered or, you know, just over the whole thing, you won't see those beautiful blessings. So doesn't mean they'll stop. They'll keep on coming, but if you can notice them, then you know, and put some boundaries up, it will really help. All right, thank you, everybody. It's been an absolute joy. I will have a special guest on next Wednesday, so tune in for that. We might do some double readings, and we'll be talking about a different topic next week as well. So thank you, and I really appreciate all of you being here. And for those of you who are first time, welcome. I hope you come again. All right, that's it for me tonight. Enjoy your night and the rest of your week. Bye, everyone.